I feel lucky to have been a part of big productions like Metroid Prime and Halo 4, but even when I was working on those, I feel like the exploration aspects were more important to me than the combat. So for a while now, I've been interested in trying some more lighthearted, playful kinds of game experiences on smaller platforms like tablet and mobile, and in many ways that's even more challenging. Buddy and Me is about a young boy who, every night when he falls asleep, he finds himself returning to the same place, a dream world filled with endless forests and treehouses, where he goes running on adventures with his best friend, a magical creature called Buddy. This particular project, Buddy and Me, started about 9 months ago when I knew I wanted to play around in the endless runner genre. But I kind of looked at what was available and I realized that the one thing that was missing was that you're always playing alone. And I just thought it would be so interesting to be on these adventures where you're not alone, to have this character alongside you. The two main characters of Buddy and Me are the boy, who the player controls, who runs through his dreams every night, and Buddy, who's his best friend, and he's a magical creature that exists in this dream world.
A big theme in the story of Buddy and Me is companionship and friendship. And that's a really tough thing to convey in a game. And so we've actually put a lot of thought and effort into kind of building that relationship up between Buddy and the boy. And, you can tell that they really care for each other.
I've been thinking for over a decade now about the whole concept of companionship in games, of friendship, if it's possible to really show that in an interactive experience.
As we're designing Buddy and animating him as well as the boy, we're making sure that they're both focused on one another.
From that point on, it just became a matter of what are the mechanics that are going to make that happen.
For example, you could fly up and the boy can bounce off his belly and make it across a much larger gap. Or if there's a long gap coming up, Buddy might grab onto a big tree branch and then hang its tail down, and the boy can grab onto the tail and swing across the gap.
One of the things that's magical about treehouses is it doesn't matter how old you are, I think it brings out that kind of inner child. You look up and you see something that doesn't belong. There's something really magical about that.
So the Jason conveyed that to me and he was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to have like an endless treehouse? And I was like, yeah, that would be pretty awesome. What could be better than just like a continuous awesome treehouse going forever?
One of my old mentors at Nintendo actually told me once that it's not just enough to try to make a unique game, but you also want to try to make something that only your studio could do. When I thought about that, one of the things I realized is that we have a resource here that other studios around the world don't. We have the Pacific Northwest and all of its natural beauty around us. It's beautiful. It's a very special place to live and to get to explore and adventure in. And I want to share that experience. I want to show that in a game how wonderful and inspiring and refreshing this place is. If we need to get some reference material, it's great. We could take a day off and actually all go into the woods and experience it firsthand.
When we go on hikes, we go reference gathering, then you come back with fresh material, fresh inspiration, and then you create that stuff. And when I start, I usually start with a front layer, and then I try to kind of match everything else behind the character to be in balance and harmony with the front layer.
If we could keep developing for a while, we could put in a bunch of new features. We could implement zip lines that the boy could ride on. We could add day-night cycles so you get a lot of different environment effects going on. As far on the art side even, there's lots of work that can be done in adding new environments and new textures and just making the game look and feel that much more real.
As we go through this Kickstarter process, it would be great to hear what the community thinks about it as well, and any suggestions that people have. We might be able to incorporate some of it. So leave a comment, check out all the rewards that you can back and receive, and help us out.
We've worked so hard to get the game where it is now, to prototype the fundamentals. But what we really need is one last push to make it the game that it could be. So we'd like to ask for your help to turn this fun, beautiful prototype into an unforgettable game.
My help's not enough. We need your help.